Missing too.
Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Back at it again. Took a little sabbatical, our little off season. Took about 2 or 3 weeks off. Watched the Super Bowl. Shit, Craft, man. I was just chilling. We dropped those other episodes, but now we take a little, back at it. I'm ready to get back on it. What's going on, Craft, man?
I took the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Feeling good about it.
Yep. I heard that, man. I didn't. I lost money on it.
Me too.
Man, I was like, man, Eagles gonna win. But I don't know, man. Mahomes as the underdog, you should never not take those odds. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I didn't.
The only reason I wanted the Chiefs because the NFL is fixed and all the money was on the Eagles. So I was like,
right,
Chiefs gonna win this game. I'm just playing though. I don't think the NFL's fixed, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know. They released that script and the game literally was it was just backwards. Like the script was just backwards.
Man,
because they had the Chiefs, the Eagles winning, but it was the Chiefs, and it was almost the exact same score. I think it was off by a point.
It was a point, pointing to the Eagles before the game, wasn't it? And then the Chiefs, won by 3.
Because I took all 3. I went all in Eagles, man. I went the spread, the fucking money line, everything.
Yeah, man. C Swizzy in the building. The main 3. Well, shoot, fellas. I guess we got a lot to talk about, but tonight we're gonna hop into some dynasty rankings. But people add the podcast, add us on everything. But about to get a website coming up soon. It's already launched, man. The website is launched. Gonna be putting our dynasty rankings on the website. I mean, it's far from done though, right, Chris? Far from done.
We're just gonna be adding in and out as these videos come out. The rankings will be updated. You'll be able to go in and see them. Be able to get access to all the videos. You'll be able to click a button and go straight to Spotify to listen to the podcast. Everything.
It's gonna, something. We got a lot of plans in store for the website. Some things will take a little time, but hopefully by the coming up season, we'll have our weekly rankings for when the redraft season's here, stuff like that. Maybe some buy low, sell high stuff, rookie rankings.
We already got some stardom sit-ems on there that we can get in each week.
Yep. So got a lot of things in store. Craft, you got anything to say about the website, anything like that? Just the main thing is just add us on everything, man. We own everything pretty much. Subscribe, 5-star reviews, all that good shit. What you think, Crap Man?
And tell your friends about it. We still want to. The social media is great. We want to succeed through that, but word of mouth is still the best way to go. So just tell your friends and anybody you know who loves fantasy football about us. And Chris, what's it? The Cruise, or not the Cruise, just cruisedynastypodcast.com. That's going to be the website name. You go to that, it's going to have all the links to the Spotify, everything in it. And anytime you go to Spotify and look us up, there's going to be links there, or YouTube to lead to the Discord and everything that we're on. So just, all the support we can get.
I mean, it's easy to access on the go, too. It's got a mobile version. It doesn't look like a big old, on your phone, it doesn't look like a bloated, window. Easy navigate. I mean, you can just get on your Safari app on your iPhone and literally just pull it up, and it'll be like a nice, friendly little menu where you can just go through and look at it.
Yep.
Man, definitely got some big plans in store. Hey, man, we're just building a little community, man. Just, we've had some pretty good success on some of these episodes. Building a little community. I'm about to try to get I'm going to just start doing some best ball drafts throughout the off season, man. Might do one here in a couple weeks. Be on the lookout. I'm talking about like low money buy-ins, just some best ball stuff. Maybe even like a $5 buy-in type thing. Do some of that. Try to get some other people that maybe we're not in leagues with. Hop on in there. A little best ball action. So be on the lookout for that. All kinds of stuff, man. But shoot, we gonna hop into some dynasty rankings. I'm sure there might be a little something. Is there anything we missed, man? Got anything to add?
Yeah, I just want to say to everybody on Twitter, hashtag CraftmanPackFan. And Matt, what's your Twitter handle?
It's Crew Matt Hamm.
And Chris?
Cruise Dynasty Podcast.
Yeah. We're about to get real active on Twitter and just, interact with us. Ask us questions. I'm going to start posting some stuff, maybe me and Matt going to start taking some polls about players y'all want. And if y'all new to fantasy and new to Dynasty, if y'all don't know what best ball is, stuff like that, just ask us.
Yep.
So
agreed.
We're there for you.
We just 3 knuckleheads talking about the fake stuff, man. We ain't the experts. We don't claim to be. We just talking fantasy football and having fun, making some money in the process. We'll do a little gambling. We do it all. So, hey, this is like, the off season. Now it's like we're starting a new season up. Took a few weeks off. Here we are, man. I'm ready to get on it. Got a lot of mock stuff, rookie stuff, dynasty. Hopping into the dynasty stuff tonight. So, you might not get just straight dynasty episodes. You might get a dynasty, maybe a mock draft, and then maybe another dynasty episode. Hell, maybe a rookie episode. Who knows, man? We do what we want to do. So this is our show. Fuck it. All right, then shoot, man. What y'all say, man?
I was gonna say one more. I was gonna say one more thing before we do our rankings. If this is y'all's first episode, listen. If anybody's, we don't sit around for 5 minutes and promote ourselves. This is just telling everybody what we got. We just sit on here and talk about. We just sit on here and talk about football, but we got a lot of new things in the works, so we figure we mention it. We ain't gonna spend 5 minutes on every episode trying to hype
us up.
Yeah, hype us up. So
I'll put that in the description, man. Hey, we talk about shit at first, but hey,
I can put like actual video start, so that will help the people out.
Gotcha.
You don't want to hear us ramble for 5 minutes. Just skip that shit and go straight.
Yep.
Right. And for those who listen to us our first year, thank you. That's all I'm gonna say.
For sure.
So, all right. Well, shit. Here we go. I mean, tonight, there's more than just us 3 part of the crew. We're doing our top 12 dynasty quarterback rankings, and we got 9 of our top 9 of our guys top 12s. So we basically got a consensus rankings, the Cruise Dynasty podcast rankings, and then I'm pretty much gonna give those rankings, but we're gonna talk about what me, Kraft, and Chris got. Obviously, we got some little differences and stuff, so we'll just start it on off because I'll just read it off like this. At number 1 and number 2, Mahomes and Allen. To me, that's like a tier 1 for me, right there. Number 1 was Mahomes, and it was pretty much Mahomes all the way through, except for one man, and that was the Kraft man. The Kraft man had Josh Allen. That's why I'm talking about these 2. I think maybe last year I would have had Josh Allen. Kraft man, before I just toss it over to you, I think the main thing for me when it comes to this debate is this one's close. Josh Allen has the rushing upside, but to me, it's like Mahomes is it's just the longevity thing for me, man. I just see Allen fading off closer to that 3, 4, 5 range before I see Mahomes doing it. So what say you?
I just got Mahomes there. I mean, I got Allen there because in the last 3 years he's finished his QB1 twice and the QB2 last year. And actually last year he scored more than the previous 2 years. And Mahomes, I'm not going to argue with anybody that Mahomes is better NFL quarterback. I think Mahomes is better NFL quarterback, but fantasy wise, rushing upside is just it's tremendous, man. 776 rushing yards last year, 763 rushing yards the year before. Y'all know how many touchdowns you have to throw to get that amount of points? I mean, 10 yards per rushing yards, that's 70 points. That's over 10 passing touchdowns you got to get for another guy to reach that plateau. And Mahomes rushes a little bit, but it's nothing compared to what Josh Allen does. So that's just where I'm at with him, just the rushing upside and the rushing touchdowns that he can get. And there's no argument between me of who's the better NFL quarterback. I think Mahomes is better, but for fantasy, you're not going to go wrong picking either one of these guys.
Yeah, and another thing, one thing that I would like to put in there is like this past year. I know I want to say Josh Allen. I do think his elbow was hurt for maybe a little bit of that back half of that season, and hurt him a little bit. But I think one thing that gets me over the top, other than the longevity, is Mahomes finished number one last year, 424 points. Nobody else even had 400. Josh Allen had 399. Well, according to what I'm looking at on Sleeper, Patrick Mahomes, he was the number one guy, and he didn't really do this with weapons. I feel like these weapons were so this year. I think they're just gonna build upon it. Maybe get him some better weapons. Who knows? Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney. I was always saying they're gonna point towards that direction. Maybe they'll be a little bit better and stuff. So I just think, I don't know, man. I feel like Patrick Mahomes did some good ass shit this year with these weapons. I'm just being honest. This dude just won a Super Bowl, and he's out there with Juju and MVS and some rookies. A guy with a hamstring issue. I mean, shit. Josh Allen's out there with Stephon Diggs. I mean, I gave Davis his ass, but at least he has Stephon Diggs.
I do got one question for Chris. He's been a little quiet down there. In Mahomes' defense, though, I just want you to answer this question about Mahomes. Is Mahomes still going to be great when Travis Kelce retires in maybe 2 years? Would that affect your rankings at all, knowing that Travis Kelce is towards the end of his career a little bit?
I mean, yeah, it can, but I'm gonna be honest, man. It doesn't even look like Travis Kelce gives a fuck about the end of his career. He still looks fucking like he could play 5-6 more years. But I mean, yeah, when you take away Travis Kelce from Patrick Mahomes, yeah, it definitely worries you.
Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, the only reason I'm when I name off these rankings, I'm gonna give off a few at a time. I put these two specifically, but I just want to ask y'all. This right here is the tier one for me, Mahomes and Allen. Would you throw anybody else? I think last year I was saying I was willing to throw Justin Herbert up there in that tier or whatever. But these two to me have separated themselves. But question is, would you throw Hurts or Burrow in there?
I think Hurts is tier one to me. I think it's M3. He's got the rushing upside, which I talked about with Josh Allen, and the rushing touchdowns is incredible with him. 1 yard line, you're going to get the QB sneak for a touchdown every time. It's not like Detroit and Jamal Williams situation. And, I wouldn't blame anybody if they took Jalen Hurts over them guys. I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't do it personally, but if somebody were to do it in a startup, I wouldn't call them stupid.
No. Chris, what about you? Would you throw anybody up? Is Hurts up in that tier one for you, or?
Yeah, I think that he just gets in there. I mean, 13 rushing touchdowns. That QB sneak, it was so effective. They're talking about banning it. They're talking about getting rid of it, making it an illegal play. I mean,
yeah,
It
is funny because I used to. Yeah, like I used to not care about that, but the way them dudes were doing it, it made you think like, man, you're gonna have to.
When you got that offensive line that can do that, I mean, yeah, that it was.
You could have just did that shit and just picked up 4 yards of play.
Ran the QB sneak like 10 times in a row.
That shit would have been crazy. All right, then. Well, shoot, man. We'll leave it at that. Anything to say about these two baller shot callers?
Nah, they're great.
All right, so at 3, we got Jalen Hurts, and at 4 we got Joe Burrow. Many of the people have Jalen Hurts up there. I think me and Big Dunk, who's been on the episodes, I think we have Burrow at 3. Everybody else has got Hurts at 3. To me, it's just like a Burrow. He's just gotten better every year. I was kind of thinking last year was his, Kraft. You had said it at one point, and I was agreeing with you. We were drafting these Bengals players at their peaks. I don't know, man. I was with you last year.
We still were.
Yeah.
They capitalized on their. I mean, we were drafting Jamar Chase and redrafted like what
Right.
number 4 receiver he finished.
Yeah.
Well, he was injured, but if he wouldn't have got injured, he might have been wide receiver 2 this year. But and T Higgins, we had him ranked around the 10 to 12 range or so, and he finished right around there. So we were drafting them at their peaks. And Joe Burrow, I remember in redraft, he was getting drafted as QB6.
And yeah, that's what I was about to say. When his ADP was at 4, I was off that. I was not trying to do that.
Yeah. And they lived up to it. They definitely lived up to it.
I think from a real football standpoint, to me, it's like the next Peyton and Tom is. I'm not trying to hate on Josh Allen or anything, but I feel like Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes is kind of like looking like that, something like that. But Joe Burrow, anyways, to me, it's another thing. It's that same argument that I just used with Josh Allen. It's like the rushing upside is way there for Jalen Hurts, but it's like I think Joe Burrow could play. Like Jalen Hurts is gonna fall off before Joe Burrow, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I think Joe Burrow could play. I mean, he's got him a wide receiver. These guys are going to be doing this for a decade plus. I mean realistically, 7-8 years, though. You know what I'm saying?
But just think about when we do our wide receiver rankings. I'm sure both of us have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in our top 12s, and they're both young. I mean, you're talking about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Them Eagles, they got some good young receivers over there, too. Just as good.
You know how it is. It's splitting hairs over here, man.
Yeah, it is. I just like the rushing upside. That's the only reason I got Hurts above. Rushing quarterbacks is just – if you get a quarterback who rushes for 700 to 1,000 yards, there's no way they're finishing out of the top 12 or the top 8 on a yearly basis. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. Chris, you got anything to say about Hurts, Burrow? You've always been high on Hurts, so.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like Kraft said, anytime quarterback's getting you 700 yards, but, 13 touchdowns, I don't know if that's completely sustainable, because a lot of them was that QB sneak, them doing that. He did vulture Miles Sanders a good bit, so, but Miles Sanders is probably gone.
Right.
So, gotta see. They got a top 10 pick, see what they do with it.
Just in the Super Bowl, got a top 10 pick. Ain't that something?
Broncos, man.
It is crazy.
I actually seen the thing where they are already projecting the Broncos to be 12-5 next year. So they are already back on the bandwagon already.
I think that same thing had the Panthers winning the division too.
Oh, heck,
I seen that too.
Yeah, I could see that too. I'm just being honest. All right, well, shit. So far, we got Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrow. The next tier, well, see, listen, man, if you're out there listening, we talk about tiers and stuff. These are really my tiers, and I'm just kind of making these tiers up. But the next one I got is our consensus ranking has Herbert at 5, Lamar at 6, and Trevor Lawrence at 7. To me, these, we're doing like startup drafts. I've been doing a lot of mocks, because we got that Superflex League coming up. Oh, Doo-Doo Dynasty. Shout out to everybody who's up in Doo-Doo. I just don't know. When I look at Herbert and I look at Lawrence, it's crazy. I was so high on Herbert last year, but I sit here and, if I'm sitting here stuck with the pick in the startup draft and this Lawrence and Herbert, I don't know, man. That one's just super tough for me, man.
It is.
obviously, I feel like I got a Clemson bias, so I would probably pick Trevor Lawrence because it's fun. I mean, I want to have my guys. Heck, if I could have Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, I would love it every time. But I don't know, man. That one's tough. Yeah, and one thing I want to say is like, Lamar. Let's see. I mean, Lamar is like one of the most controversial ones to me. I mean, our guy Zamil Galani, Z, got Lamar as high as 4. And he's got a little contract situation going up. Even if he stays in Baltimore, they ain't getting him any weapons, that type deal. So
They will.
they will, though. And Rashad Bateman, heck, I just brings me to another thing. Akil sent me a thing today talking about the highest scouted rookies from 21 through 23, and Rashad Bateman was number 2 behind Jamar Chase. So that's crazy. But yeah, man, our consensus rankings are Herbert, Lamar, and Lawrence. Kraft. What you got, man? I got your list back here. You got Herbert, Lamar, Lawrence.
I do.
Talk to me.
Justin Herbert's the scariest one out of all of them, in my opinion. I mean, last year was just terrible. And, I mean, he finished as the QB 11 last year. The year before, QB 9. I mean, he dropped from 38 passing touchdowns to 25 last year. He may be losing Keenan Allen this year. They're already talking about they can save a lot of cap space by getting rid of Keenan Allen. And yeah, it's just scary. I would take him where I got him ranked, obviously, but he's not safe, in my opinion. He's definitely not safe. I really think that if you're looking for safety out of these 3 guys between Herbert, Jackson, and Lawrence, I think Trevor Lawrence is the safest out of all of them.
Yeah.
But the upside, we've seen it with Justin Herbert. I mean, in the year he finished as QB2, 5,014 passing yards, 38 passing touchdowns, with 300 rushing yards to go along with it. So the upside with Herbert is crazy, but out of these 3 guys, I think Lawrence is probably the safest. It just depends on what you're looking for when you do your startups.
Yeah. Chris, man, what you got? I know in your rankings you got Herbert, Lamar, and you got Kyler ahead of Lawrence. We'll hold off on talking about Kyler just for a sec, but Herbert, Lamar, what you think, man?
I just got to see Lamar get some weapons and
Yeah.
play, really. And then Herbert, I mean, he had this bad season this year, but I mean, he was obviously playing through some pain. I mean, there are some games that I can't even believe that he was even playing still. So, but didn't have his main weapons pretty much the whole season. So,
Yep.
But he's got the talent.
Yeah, I'm with you. You talk about the riskiest one. We'll just, I think I do agree with you that Herbert is the riskiest one. But need to talk about Lamar real quick. This dude could end up. I don't even know. I mean, me personally, I feel like I don't know, Kraft. You might think the same way. There's no way this dude's not playing for Baltimore next season. That's the way I see it. How do you feel about it?
I think there's a chance he walks. I mean, I just feel like they could still tag him, but I just feel like the last piece of news that I heard in September, the Ravens offered him a 5-year, $250 million contract with 130 guaranteed, 133 or something like that. And he was like, hell no, I want Deshaun Watson money. But if, with everybody that pays attention to the NFL, the Ravens owner doesn't have even close to the amount of money as the Browns owner does. And that's what it comes down to, guaranteed money. The owners with the most money are the ones who can promise that guaranteed money. So if the Ravens can't afford it, then I don't know. I feel like that's the main thing with Lamar is he wants the guaranteed, and I don't know if the Ravens got it.
Yeah. Well, heck, let's just put a hypotheticals out there real quick. Let's just because listen, man, this is obviously don't mean nothing but Kraft. I seen on Twitter on the bird that Atlanta Falcons website or the NFL shop, they had a Lamar Jackson jersey up in there, number 1 Jackson. I sent it to the fellas about an hour ago. Let's just say hypothetically he goes to the Falcons. It's got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, who else? Tyler Algier, nice little core. Would you have put him ahead of Herbert then if he went to somewhere like Atlanta, or is there a what potential spot would you be like, okay, Lamar's clearly ahead of Herbert if he goes here?
I mean, I think the Falcons got better weapons as of right now, but as far as the head coach and who knows how to run Lamar Jackson and get the best out of him, John Harbaugh and the Ravens,
Right.
they have a pass. So I don't think. I mean, there was still a point where if Lamar Jackson went to another team when he was drafted, that he didn't explode like he did when he was with the Ravens. So, I mean, I think he's fine with the Ravens, but I wouldn't move him. I wouldn't move him probably anywhere if he goes anywhere else, even if he went to the Raiders, the Jets. I think Lamar Jackson has proven himself at this point, and I don't think any other landing spot's going to be that much better than the Ravens.
Chris, what about you, man? If, say, Lamar goes to the Falcons, or if there's some team out there, is there any team you could move him above Herbert?
I would actually move him above Herbert going to the Falcons. John Harbaugh does know how to run this dude and do all that, but he literally fits the scheme that the Atlanta Falcons want to run. And on top of that, he's getting Drake London, Kyle Pitts, then he's got Algier back there too. And the plays that Atlanta ran when Mariota was quarterback, it worked out for the quarterback wanting to run the ball and stuff like that. You can slot it in Lamar Jackson. You can do how Atlanta wants to run it. They want to run the ball. You can slip that play action in there, and Lamar can hit one of them big guys, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, the rushing upside. I mean, it's just all around. All that's better there than the Ravens right now.
Right.
Not the offensive line.
You are correct. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. And that matters, but...
Big time. Yeah. I'm with you. All right. Yeah, I hear you. Touch on Trevor Lawrence real quick, and because consensus rankings, we got him at 7. I got him at 6. The Craftman has him at 7, and Chris has him at 8. So 6, 7, 8. Listen, man. Even though I got Lawrence at 6, I'm just gonna be real with you, Krav. Trevor Lawrence feels like a buy low to me. I mean, I could definitely see this dude hopping up there in that tier. I mean, I don't know, man. If Calvin Ridley's just okay next year, we get another year of Doug Peterson. I mean, there's just some rumors. I mean, these are just clearly rumors. But D Hop, he said he wanted to go to Jacksonville. They're looking to trade. I think D Hop ends up somewhere like New York or something, maybe even Chicago, something crazy like that. But I don't know, man. I just think it only gets better for Trevor Lawrence and all them. I mean, maybe their division. I mean, it's just a lot of things. So, what you say, Kraft man?
Shit, I really want to give Trevor Lawrence some credit because I remembered all the way back when we first started this podcast, we did our top 24 QBs redraft last year, and I didn't have Trevor Lawrence in the top 24 because his rookie season was so terrible and Urban Meyer was so bad. But looking back at it, I mean, y'all can hate. Like, I really want y'all to just call me shit. Like, would y'all? I mean, like, he had a worse season than Kenny Pickett had this year in his rookie year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's me defending myself a little bit, but I have wised up. And I got him at number 7 in my Dynasty rankings right now. So,
yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I wouldn't have faded him that low, but see, my defense was always this dude's in Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? Like the same thing I'm probably gonna say for Bryce Young this year. Like when he has a bad rookie year and everybody's down on him, I'm gonna be like, dude, the dude's in Houston. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna take a little bit, stuff like that. I would have said the same for Zach Wilson, maybe. I'd have been like, he's with the Jets.
I mean,
But if you ask,
I never thought Urban Meyer, like a head coach, could be. I guess that was my thing. Is like I knew Urban Meyer was bad, but I didn't think it was that damn bad. And Peterson come in, they get Christian Kirk, they pay a crap ton of money. Everybody was judging that. Christian Kirk kind of set the receiver market last year, first one. And I mean, Trevor Lawrence took a crazy step up. I thought his confidence was going to be shot after that rookie year. But props to that guy.
right. Chris, you got anything to say about our guy? Me and you. This is a Clemson podcast.
Oh, man.
Says,
I can't believe he wasn't in your
That
top
ain't-
24. That's blasphemy, man. T-Law. That's sunshine. Good God.
I don't even
But
remember
his
that.
first
No.
year, his rookie year, he threw for like 7 touchdowns and like 18 interceptions, man.
He had a terrible rookie year.
Terrible.
But I mean, what helped him out so much is that they get these 2 number 1 picks, and Trayvon Walker, he looked pretty good this year on defense. So their defense is looking a bit better. Zay Jones has stepped up. Shit, like we were talking about Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk has stepped up. I mean, fuck, he proved some people wrong about what he should be paid over there. They're getting Calvin Ridley. Travis Etienne is there and playing, not hurt. I mean, they literally went from being terrible to they went to the playoffs after just adding those pieces just like that. And you know that they're going to have a decent pick in the draft coming up. The sky's the limit, I think, for Trevor Lawrence. I definitely expect to see them back in the playoffs next year.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a world where you pick Trevor Lawrence over Justin Herbert, Chris?
Man, I still don't think so. No, not yet.
Man, there is for me.
He's
Tough,
safer. I was talking about it today, and y'all were giving me hell because previous episodes. I love Dak. I'm probably still the highest on Dak Prescott, but
You are.
but the weapons that Jacksonville got. I never thought I'd say that. The weapons in Jacksonville.
Yep.
They're
hear
good.
you. All right. Well, we're moving on, man. And our consensus rankings have at number 8 Kyler Murray, and this one, man, we're going to talk about this one just for a sec because 2 of my experts, let me see, are not experts because we ain't the experts. Damn it. Especially with the sentence I'm about to say.
We just
sure
pay a lot
ain't.
of attention. We just pay a lot of attention, and we do our research. We're not experts.
This is you for sure won't think we got experts when you see this. Akil and DT my guy, shout out to Akil Galani, shout out to David Thomas, don't even have Kyler Murray in their top 12. To me, that's just
Crazy.
fucking insane, man. The dude just got hurt. I mean,
It's just-
what? Kraft, go ahead and tell me, what was Kyler Murray's finishes? You said it earlier. What was it?
I'm gonna look it up, but let's just take this like 2 minutes just to hate like hell on them losers, man. Because there's no way that Kyler should be out of the top 12. No way. I understand that, and everybody I talked to, I hadn't heard one person who loves Kyler Murray as just an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
That's just like, oh, I love watching the Cardinals play. I love watching Kyler play. But we're talking about the fake stuff. And the 2 years that Kyler Murray played 16 games, and we're up to 17 now, he had 451 points. He finishes the QB3 and the QB6. And 1 year he played 14 games out of 16. He finishes QB10. And then last year he only played 11 games. But this man in 2020, 451 fantasy points to give y'all just a taste of what 451 fantasy points is. Josh Allen this year scored 497, so not that much of a difference. So there's just no way I'm putting Kyler. I don't like the Cardinals. Every time I see them on TV, I don't want to watch it. But this is fantasy.
Look, man, Kraft. I say it all the time, man. Because I feel like I'm probably as high on Kyler Murray as anybody. I mean, even in these rankings, I got him at 9 in my rankings, but I feel like I have the most positive things to say about Kyler because everybody we brought on here would be hating on Kyler, and I know a lot of the fellas, I mean, heck, if you ain't got him in the top 12, you hating a little bit. But
And Cliff is an idiot. Cliff is
yeah,
gone. They
yeah,
brought
like
in
they
Steichen, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, who
right.
at the end of the year they were actually saying that. I mean, the head coach was getting all the credit, but Steve Steichen was calling the plays. So if you got a bunch of Eagles lovers in here, he's a good offensive mind. So
Yeah. Kyler Murray has that hidden gets those hidden points. He got the rushing. I'm not saying he ain't gonna just take off all the time, but he can run, throws the ball. So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm with you, Kraft. Let's see. Oh, Chris, he's got Kyler at 7, so he had him higher than all of us. So
Hopkins could be gone too, though.
that's
Yeah,
true.
I just think the rushing upside is what has him ahead of Trevor Lawrence for me right now.
Right.
He really don't rush for. I
Well, I'll tell you this: Kyler Murray would be the best rusher in the NFL if they counted negative yards as positive.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I saw this dude run backwards 30 yards and then end up gaining 15.
I'll take that back. All right. This is wild. This is a wild stat that I didn't even notice until right now. That year he scored 451 fantasy points that I was talking about, finished as QB3. He rushed for 819 yards. His next best was his first year in 2019 with 544. In the last 2 years, he's been in the 400s. So they got to get this man on the run again.
Yeah. Yep. They're gonna have a whole little system change. I seen a little thing today. I don't know who it was who said it, but they're definitely going through a big offensive change. So guys like Marquise Brown and what's his name, Trey McBride. Trey McBride might be a little bit.
Low. I've been
Yeah, I
trying to
mean, sheesh, I might have to go get me some of that. So, but yeah,
George.
all right.
Rondell Moore.
Rondell Moore for sure.
Might go get another receiver in the draft. So, we'll see how it goes.
The Cardinals' power rankings right now, though, from what I've seen, I think they're number 31 out of 32 teams coming up. The early power rankings in it for next year. So,
And they go. James Conner might be a little early season buy low since they ain't gonna have Kyler Murray for the first part of the year. So they maybe they're gonna be a bell cow.
He's a forgotten piece, and we'll definitely hit on that when we do our mock drafts because I remember the last one. He was like 11th round startup draft pick.
Yeah. Man, I'm with you, Kraft, man. 100%.
Crazy.
All right. Our rankings got Justin Fields at number 9. And look, man, clearly, I was like I guess you could say I was the biggest Justin Fields hater last year. I don't really I really count myself as a Bears hater. But
not Darnell Mooney though.
Not Darnell Mooney. Did like and I do like Cole Kmet. You know what I'm saying? Like they're okay. But Justin Fields, I got him at 12. Chris has got him at 10. Craftman's got him at 10. Justin Fields number 9 in our rankings because a lot of these people. Let me just look real quick. I think Akil's got Fields at 7. I think I seen Fields at. I seen him real high. Big Mike's got Fields at 6. So, which is pretty fucking high, in my opinion. Because obviously, I got him at 12. Justin Fields, look, he's got the rushing upside. I'll put it like this: in a redraft ranking next year, Justin Fields will be way higher than 12 on my. Well, I ain't gonna say way higher, but he's clearly gonna be higher than 12 in a redraft season. I don't see this sustaining. I don't know what Chicago's gonna do. Maybe they'll go out there and get another wide receiver. Justin Fields took some hits last year, type deal. I always liked Justin Fields, but you're going to Chicago. Like to me, the situation matters. Chicago's not the best situation. So, what you say, Kraft?
Well, one thing I do like about Justin Fields, and anybody listening, Matt, Chris, do y'all have any doubts? Like, I hear it all the time that the Bears, they might take a quarterback in this draft. There's no way they're taking a quarterback in this draft, right? Can we just put that to rest? There's no way they're taking a quarterback.
There's absolutely zero possibility. Only thing that I see them doing is that I think they're going to trade the pick, but I mean, they may just go ahead and take Jalen Carter at number 1 and just call it,
I think they'll
because
trade
that
it.
way. I think they trade it too, but I've seen a lot of people thinking that they're going to do that. I mean, that way Houston still gets Bryce Young right after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not happening, Kraft. I'm with you, man.
There's no way, and there's a lot
I
of
think
media out there
Indy.
saying that it could happen, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way.
I think
could.
Indy might make a move for it, maybe.
And I do think Indy will do it because I think somebody will do it, and I mean, a lot of people say in the first 4 picks you got the 2 quarterbacks, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and you got the Texans are going to take 1, and then you got the Cardinals. Well, you got the Bears at number 1, the Texans at number 2, Cardinals 3, and then Colts 4. The Colts will trade up because they're scared somebody else will trade up.
Mm-hmm.
And they want one of them 2 quarterbacks. So I definitely see the Colts trading up to the Bears. I see it as a possibility. I'm not calling it, but there's definitely a chance that they do
I
that.
wish the Panthers would try and trade up, but they're not going to.
I hear you.
I'm gonna end up with old Anthony Richardson. Apparently he's got a lot of talent.
Man, I'm seeing some crazy things about Richardson, man.
I saw a mock
Will
draft
Levis
by
too sucks.
ESPN dude the other day. I don't even know who it was, but he had Anthony Richardson as the number 1 pick. I was like, okay.
I was about to say. I was like, you're an idiot. There's no way I'm taking Richardson.
Y'all remember last year when Malik Willis was going to go number 1?
Listen, I never bought into that shit, but I didn't think he was going to drop like he did. That shit was crazy. I mean, people were saying Detroit could get him at the second spot or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But shit. Anything else to say about Fields? The consensus ranking got him at 9. Us 3 have him a little bit lower, so our motherfucking
I got
pretty much my guys.
I got him at 10 because he almost rushed for 1,200 rushing yards last year, and the Bears. We always say situation matters, but they do have the most cap space out of any other team by a long shot. There's not a lot of receivers on free agency market. Jacoby Myers is the best free agent, but as we seen last year, that don't really matter. Tyreek got traded, Devontae Adams got traded. Shit can happen. So cap space plus draft capital, they will draft a receiver. They will, if not 2 of them.
Yeah, agreed, 1,000%. Next, number 10, we got Deshaun Watson, aka Bill Cosby. This is listen. I got Deshaun. Let's see. I got Deshaun at 8. Chris has got Deshaun at 9. Kraft has got Deshaun at 12. So he's the lowest. To me, Deshaun is like a risky one, but it's like one of those little buy lows that could pay off. I mean, before he had all his little shit going on, this dude was like a top 5 guy. Finished like top 5 like X amount of years in a row. I think it was like 3 in a row or something like that. I kind of think this is one of those where I'd be willing to take a shot on Deshaun Watson from the talent wise. Cleveland, they're okay. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really buy into Cleveland's weapons too much. But hell, Amari Cooper went the fuck off. He had a good year last year. Donovan People-Jones got a good tight end in Njoku. So who knows? They'll make some moves during the offseason. We'll see how they do in the draft. But Nick Chubb, I think Deshaun Watson will step it up a little bit. I don't really see him dropping off. But with that said, when he came back, it wasn't like he was out there balling out. I think in his last game he might have had 3 touchdowns maybe. But, give him a full off season, full camp. Let's see how it goes.
Yep. No, I agree. I'm just curious to who y'all have below Deshaun Watson. Because, I mean, the only 2 quarterbacks that I see on my rankings that I have above him, we talked about Fields and Kyler, is Dak and Tua. So y'all would take Deshaun over Tua?
So basically, what we got here is I got Well, heck, I got Deshaun at 8. I got him ahead of Kyler,
Damn.
Dak, Tua, and Fields. Chris has got Deshaun at 9 ahead of Fields, Tua, and Dak. And then you're at 12. So you got Kyler, Dak, Fields, Tua ahead of Deshaun. So basically, that's right there. It's like that little cutoff right there. Except for Chris has got Kyler a little bit higher. So,
Yeah.
it's that's just kind of how it sets up. And to
Tua's
me, it's like,
risky, man.
and look, super flex startups. Deshaun Watson's going in the second round, and I want
All
to say
these-
the back half.
And one thing we got to say, we did do top 12 because that's just that
It's standard.
12, yeah, it's standard. But after these 12 guys, it really is. If you do mock drafts and by our tiered rankings, this is really it. And
Yeah.
after these guys in the startup draft, it's really going to get heavy running backs and receivers after the first
Right.
2 rounds, because I didn't have a very hard time ranking these guys, because after Deshaun or for y'all's case, after Tua or Dak, it's a major drop off, except for the consensus rankings, which has Daniel Jones sneaking his old sorry ass up into the top 12. So, I mean, these were easy rankings to do. I like Deshaun. I've definitely said before that come redraft season next year, pre redraft, he's gonna be the guy like Trey Lance was last year. Everybody was just talking about him nonstop.
Right.
He's gonna be the breakout. And I think he is gonna be good. I think he's gonna be a lot better. And
Yeah.
QB 12 ain't bad.
Nah, man, nah, definitely. I know it's not like we in here hating. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might hate a few on these people, like a Kills guy, Justin Fields ahead of Trevor Lawrence. Like, I'm hating on that. That's crazy. But
I
yeah,
know a few of them had them quarterbacks, them rookie quarterbacks in there. I'm hating on that too.
hating. I'm hating. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
We need to go ahead, Matt. Set the record straight about why we don't have rookie QBs in here yet.
Man, listen, man, because listen, all I know is me, Chris, and Kraft, no rookies in our top 12. We asked some of these experts. I know the poor man, he had no rookies. Akil, he was calling out the people. We saw these rankings. Akil called him out. He said, I don't know how the hell you got rookies in your top 12. They ain't even got a landing spot. But 4 of our guys got Bryce Young and Stroud up in there, and I'm just going to be real. You ain't even got a landing spot, first of all. You've played 0 seasons, 0 games, 0 snaps in the NFL. And me and Kraft been consistent on this. When it comes to guys like Trey Lance, Kadarius Toney, like, motherfuckers, y'all ain't even playing. If you ain't played, I'm not going to sit here and just listen. I'll put Stroud and Bryce Young at an appropriate spot where I feel like they'll go, but of course I'm taking Tua ahead of those guys in a lot of situations. Like, it's not even debatable to me.
And even so, you got a rookie quarterback going to the worst. Rookie quarterbacks don't do great as it is.
Right.
Much less going to the worst teams in the NFL. So
Yeah.
I'm not high on these guys right now.
I mean, situation matters. I mean, my very first dynasty rankings, I had Trevor Lawrence. Like, he was outside the top 12.
Who the hell is Bryce Young gonna throw the ball to in Houston?
I mean, John
Brandon
Mechie
Cooks
just
is
had
probably
cancer.
gone.
Brandon Cooks gone. John Mechie had cancer. You got to think they might. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, they'll bring somebody in. Nico Collins. But yeah, man, rookies, they're out. We'll go ahead and finish it on up though. Our consensus rankings have Dak and Tua at the back. Kraft's always been the highest on Dak at 9. I got Dak at 10. Chris has got Dak at 12. And listen, man, like Chris, Kraft, this is where I gotta say, you are right. Like, I definitely underestimate Dak all the time. And Dak is a steady super flex option. I would not mind taking Dak. So I do hate on Dak a little bit during the season, I could tell. But Dak is clearly a top 10 guy in my eyes, top 10 in your eyes. Chris is the lowest. So Chris, go ahead. Say what you got to say about old Dak.
I don't know, man. I don't. This is kind of like biases. I don't really like Dak Prescott. This is where the NFL side kicks in. I know we talking about the fake stuff, but this dude is a joke to me, man. He really is. Can't. I mean, I won a lot of money off Dak Prescott this year betting prize picks. Every time I saw an interception, man, I smacked that motherfucker. Even if it said 1.5 interceptions, I threw that on there because I knew he was throwing more than one. Had a little injury this year. And my thing I got in behind Fields is that rush. I mean, he had 1,200 rushing yards. That's insane. I don't see that team getting any better. So, I mean, he's going to be running the fuck out of the ball still. Tua.
Fields.
Yeah. And Tua, I mean, Tua's a bit risky because, I mean, another concussion, another thing. This dude's probably done if that happens again. You know?
He's risky. For sure.
I've seen stuff. He's taken judo and all of that to help, but I mean, I don't think knowing that is going to help when a 350-pound defensive lineman just picks you up and drops you on your ass. I don't think that's really going to come, because I mean, they're going to know that if they do that to you, you're out the game. And they're going to have to deal with the backup. But Tua's got weapons. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I mean, shit, those were 2 top 10 guys.
Yeah, look, I guess my thing with Dak is the weapon situation. I would expect Dallas to go get them another receiver this year, in my opinion.
I think so as well.
But CD, CD's good, young too. So, but if you can add on to it, maybe get somebody on that outside, CD if he could be in more in the slot type deal. As far as Tua goes, I'll just be completely honest with y'all. Like, I know Tua is risky, but I don't really fear it as much as other people do. I think the possibility of them calling this dude calling his career short, ending within the next 3 to 4 years because of concussions. To me, it just seems highly unlikely. I'm just being honest. Like, I could see him playing for another team before his career is over. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand with Tua. Like, I got Tua at 11. I had Dak at 10. Chris got Tua at 11, and then Kraft got Tua. We all got Tua at 11, so we all view him the same. Kraft, anything to add on to Tua?
No, not really. I just think, when we get, as we do in these rankings and everything, that having a risk factor, a little asterisk by their name is appropriate. I do think I don't think, like you said, I don't think his career is going to be over with another concussion next year, but, I don't want to, I'm very weary of drafting a quarterback knowing that if he does get a concussion next year, that he might be shut down for that year. Yeah. And ruin your whole entire season. So I don't think if he gets one concussion, like you said, one concussion next year, his career is just totally over. But
I didn't even say that. I said a few more concussions. One more concussion wouldn't do it, but if he has more than 3-4 concussions that close together, I mean, shit. That's been the link to CTE that they found.
The bad thing is it was all on primetime TV and everybody's seen it. And that's the thing. It's not, I mean, the CTE is a real thing. It's terrible for players, but NFL is politics too. Right. And they want to put on a good front. And if Tua goes down with another concussion next year and everybody knows what happened the year before, they're going to be, real uptight about Tua getting back on the field. So,
yeah. Well, shoot, man, fellas, look, I'm going to name some honorable mentions, but real quick, our consensus, I'm going to recap it, was Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrow, Herbert, Lamar, Lawrence, Kyler, Fields, Deshaun, Dak, Tua. That's 1 through 12. That's your QB1 Dynasty ranked with the consensus. And real quick though, we talked about Stroud and Young. A lot of them had Stroud and Young up in there, and then another one. A lot of these guys had old Danny Dimes up in there. I want to shout out to Akil because Akil told us that if Danny Dimes gets extended with New York right here, he's going to go in the 3rd round of startup drafts. To me, that's insane. But it could happen. Right now, he's going like in this. I've seen him go as low as the 9th round. I've picked him as high as the 7th round before, just playing around. I've seen it. 3rd round seems extreme to me, but Kraft, I mean, what you say? I mean, it is a quarterback, and he'll have 4 or 5 years on a deal. I mean, Kill probably has a point in my opinion. But what do you say?
No way. No way.
I'm with you.
I'm at the point. I'm at the point here where we've labeled our tiered quarterbacks, and we got Deshaun Watson, and then after that, pick Deshaun Watson in the 3rd round. If you're playing against me, I'd love it. I'll pick Kirk Cousins in the 9th. Shit, I don't give a damn. Like that it just don't seem like a good idea to me.
Yep.
Picking Daniel Jones at that early when you can get a veteran that's not that old, and you can get them a lot later. Because after these guys go that we talked about today, it's running back and receiver time at that point. It's time to roll.
Right. I'm with you. If anything, at the 3rd round, would take a shot on one of them rookies or something if they're there before Danny Dimes. That's how I feel. But yeah, anything to say? You want to say anything about Daniel Jones, Chris?
No.
All right, man. Let's fucking wrap this shit up, then. Those were our Dynasty rankings. I guess real quick, man. I'll just wrap up ours real quick because Matt Hamm had Mahomes at 1, Allen 2, Burrow 3, Hurts 4, Herbert 5, Lawrence 6, Lamar 7, Deshaun 8, 9 Kyler, 10 Dak, 11 Tua, 12 Fields. Chris had Mahomes 1, Allen 2, 3 Hurts, 4 Burrow, 5 Herbert, 6 Lamar, 7 Kyler, 8 Lawrence, 9 Deshaun, 10 Fields, 11 Tua, 12 Dak, and Kraft had Allen 1, Mahomes 2, 3 Hurts, 4 Burrow, 5 Herbert, 6 Lamar, 7 Lawrence, 8 Kyler, 9 Dak, 10 Fields, 11 Tua, 12 Deshaun. And if you really want to see them, check out the cruisepodcast.com, cruisedynastypodcast.com. They will be updated on there at some point.
Literally doing it now.
Yeah,
Very soon.
So it's Chris, does that happen to be up on the screen on YouTube or?
Yeah, I can pull it up and we can show it off.
You ain't even got to do that, Chris. But tell everybody just view the website, check it out. Things will be put up on there slowly. But shoot, Kraft, anything to say, man? That's our QB ones for right now before the draft. End of February. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it on up. What you say, Kraft?
When you hear this first episode, we're getting started on our rankings, so shit's about to get real. All of the rankings are about to be dropped, and these are our early rankings, pre-draft, and we're gonna update them when the rookies get drafted and find some landing spots, stuff like that. But as of right now, this is what we got, and I feel like this podcast is great about not just predicting these landing spots and just saying we're going to rank these guys because we think they're great, but we have no idea where they're going to go, because if anybody watches the NFL, we all know that what team you play for is more important than your talent. So,
yep. I'd rather be stuck with the Steelers than stuck with the Jets. But I don't know. You look at the Jets now.
You can't go with the Jets anymore. It's not the default.
Hey, you know what? If Bryce Young goes to the Jets, I might move him up in my top 12. How about that?
There you go.
That sounds good.
The Jets ain't the default suck team no more. It's the Texans and the Cardinals and stuff now.
Right. That I know it is funny. All right, well, shoot, man. Listen, man. Add the podcast 5-star review. Check us out on Twitter. Everything's in the description. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on it all. Join the Discord. Chris, did I miss anything?
The website. cruisedynastypodcast.com.
The thing we've been talking about the most, man. Forgot the fucking website. So yeah, everything will be in the description. Thanks for listening, everybody. Chris, you got anything to say to the people, Kraft?
We good, man.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, man. Let's wrap it on up, man. We out.
Peace.